Humanity first, serving mankind. We are reaching out to the world with a message of hope. We are reaching out to the poor, the sick and the lone, serving mankind, serving Africa.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you, esteemed viewers of Sami wa Basir. Welcome again to this beautiful and wonderful channel that you have chosen to follow our programs and you have subscribed. If you have just joined us right now, we encourage you to subscribe and share the links. And also you can go down in the comment box, you comment, and also send in your, you can send in your questions if you have anything that you want us to enlighten about you or about this broadcast. And then if you have any supplement or you want us to make some changes in our broadcasts, then you can also go down in the comment box and write down there. Today we are here and we are featuring a very special broadcast of Humanity First Uganda, and this one is all about the global telethon that is going on of 2022 this year. And this is always done by Humanity First every year, and this year it is being done in this month of November. Today here and in Uganda, Humanity First has taken a step further to see that it reaches its donors through Sami wa Basir Uganda. And also this broadcast will be also televised or broadcasted live on the Humanity First YouTube channel. You can also visit Humanity First YouTube channel and subscribe and share the links of this broadcast, such that those people who are not part of this broadcast can also come in and maybe they can also contribute something. This year's broadcast, this year's telethon here in Uganda is based on the theme that there is nothing small in serving mankind, parent and orphan. And specifically, Humanity First Uganda has decided to raise money for the orphans in Uganda. And as I speak right now, in just a few minutes, we are going to have guest speakers who will be joining us here in the studios, and also we shall be having guest speakers who will be joining us online to tell us more about Humanity First and what is all about this global telethon and why should we actually serve mankind. And as you know, by virtue of being a human being, we need to serve others. We need each other. As the saying goes that no man is an island. Every now and then we need each other. We need to help each other. And you, by helping someone, you don't need a lot of money. You don't have to be having a mountain of wealth. Maybe what you take as small to you, maybe when you sacrifice it to help others, in the eyes of others, it is something very big, and it can bring a very big change in somebody's life. Now, in the studios, I'm going to be joined by the director, Gift of Sight, Humanity First. That will be Mr. Abdul Kiwanuka. But before that, as I've told you, we are going to have a lot of things that we are going to be bringing to you. First of all, we are going to be having guest speakers, and we shall be having Maulana Muhammad Al-Kairi, the Amir of Uganda, Amir and missionary in charge Uganda. We shall be having him. The message to the people outside there watching us about this issue of serving mankind. And then we shall also be having Mr. Haruna Mubiru, the chairman, Humanity First Uganda, and will be talking to us about the impact of Humanity First activities in Uganda and why have they decided to raise money for the orphans in this year's telethon. Then we shall also be having Dr. Hafiz Aziz, who is chairman Humanity First UK. He will also be joining us online. And then we shall have Mr. Asman Mugabe, Director Operations Uganda, and also the principal Humanity First Institute, Vocational Institute Budaka. He will be also joining us. And then we shall be having Mr. Fazl Ahmad, Director Operations Humanity First International, and then Brother Jamil Mwanje, that is the Country Relationship Manager Uganda. We are also going to hear from him. Then Brother Ismail Kishoma, Director Operations Kenya, will also be coming in to talk about this telethon. And then we shall be having Brother Ahmed Jawad Hammond, General Secretary, Humanity First Ghana. And we shall also have several dignitaries who will also talk about Humanity First. And here we are going to bring in some of the government officials here in Uganda. What is their impressions about Humanity First Uganda? So without wasting time, as I told you, we shall be, I will be having Brother Abdul Kiwanuka in the studios. But before that, allow me to take you into a short documentary that is featuring the activities of Humanity First here in Uganda. And when we come back, I'll be joined by Brother Abdul Kiwanuka to have more discussions in a studio. Stay watching Samuel Basil and also Humanity First YouTube channel.
First, humanity first, serving mankind. We are reaching out to the world with a message of hope. We are reaching out to the poor, the sick and the Lord, serving mankind, serving mankind, serving Africa.
Islam has two fundamental teachings. One is fulfilling the rights of Allah, and the other is fulfilling the rights of fellow creatures. Alongside worshipping the Almighty God, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat has also laid much emphasis on fulfilling the rights of mankind.
Irrespective of the cause of the suffering, if we claim to be true Muslims, it is our obligation and paramount duty to assist all people who are facing difficulties and to strive to alleviate their pain and distress. Our religion of Islam has taught us two overarching means of serving mankind. The first way is to bring people towards their Creator and to inspire them towards fulfilling His rights. Accordingly, it is the duty of every true Muslim to try to bridge the rift and void that is growing between humanity and Allah the Almighty. The second primary means of serving mankind is to help people in their time of need, and to utilize whatever resources are available in order to bring ease and comfort to those who are deprived or facing trials and tribulations.
In a bid to fulfill this great responsibility, in the year 1992, the fourth Caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Hadrat Mirza Tahir Ahmad, may Allah be pleased with him, spoke of his vision of a charity that would serve humanity purely on the basis of need without any vested interests, saying the scope of service of this organization should encompass all human beings. Since the establishment of Humanity First in 1995, it has grown from strength to strength and is now a registered charity in about 55 countries, with the scale of its operation increasing every year. Humanity First actively provides help to the needy and the poor, mainly in third world countries. It also provides assistance to victims of natural or man-made disasters. The same objectives, Humanity First Uganda chapter was established in the year 2007. Under the leadership of 4 chairmen, Humanity First Uganda has done a great job in safeguarding the preservation of human life. In order to fulfill its objectives, Humanity First Uganda has numerous programs, including Knowledge for Life, food security, orphan care, disaster relief, among others. In this documentary, we present to you some of the activities in Uganda. Under Humanity First Uganda's orphan care program, 100 orphans are being looked after.
We give them health care, medical care, we give them education, we facilitate their housing, especially those in the boarding schools, but we also work with the guardians to enable learners in their communities access affordable education under the care of their guardians. With our support, we give them the scholastic materials.
Today, we have moved to the eastern part of Uganda in a village called Indulia, quite a distance away from the capital city, Kampala, to look for one of the orphans that is being sponsored under the program of orphan care. This is Aisha Masibo.
Onondi Aisha, kumpi bamuleka ngali myaka 4. Weewaawo zenanga embeera tine mala aye twawalirizibwa walala ni mukyala wange bwe twajja okuziika twatolayo omwana oyo Aisha twaida naye twaba naye mu bukumi bwaife wano aye nga twene family gye tulina nga nene titusobozesa kuwa omwana ono buyambe bumalire erala nga bwe yandibeere nga bwe yali kale bwe twali naye twagezaako nga bwe kisoboka twamuta mu isomero lya Buyende Grammar School eyo mweba nga asomera mu kusoma kwe era yakalubirizibwa mu bintu bingi twabaawe twawulirira omulanga ogukoba nti iliyo ekitongole ekimaniwa nga Humanity First. Kale okuvaawo Humanity First we tuyambire paka omwana ono poti ali mu kya 7 nga afuna obuyambi obwo muli okulya uniform requirement said in the isomero.
My name is Masibo Aisha. I am in primary 7. I study from Buyende Grammar School. I'm under the orphan care program Humanity First. Humanity First is good because it is paying for me my school fees, buying for me school uniforms, and providing for me scholastic materials, for example, books, pens, pencils, sets, and many others.
When I would nti Humanity First eriyo okuyamba ki abo abatasobola kusobola school fees nakoba kante kuki embiro lanaira nebuuza kubasomesa abawa n'okubuyende Grammar School n'olwekyo ne baza Humanity First olwo kwamba ifu abana ku aberere yenera abaife bandisomeire kuwa banange twali tuwalirizibwa kutwala mu UPE ayengera UPE yona tokolaki tesobola banange Humanity First ekoze omulimu gw'amaani era etuyambira naddala ifwe abazaire tuzira busobozi abandi twafirwa ku bayibayiba ife abandi abasada batulumuka ku batulekulira ki amaka humanity first banange ngolitikwida twandikoze tutya bananje yanza nje yankiza irala.
Humanity First in Uganda has also another program known as Knowledge for Life program.
Another program that is Knowledge for Life that works with institutions, education institutions. In Uganda, we have established vocational institutions, mainly the main branches here in Budaka, which is Humanity First Institute of Information Technology, with its branch in Chotera. We offer various courses in a project called Learn a Skill, where we equip the youth and people in the vulnerable status, the needy, and so many other people in the local areas to have something that can help them establish themselves and develop as individuals and also develop the communities. Tailoring courses, electrical installation, secretarial studies, computer applications, and many more are some of the courses that we offer in our institutes. We also go ahead to do school support programs where we offer assistance or some aid to institutions, schools, primary, secondary, and many more by giving scholastic materials to needy students, giving, for example, desks to the schools, and also maybe constructing some structures in a case of a shortage of, for example, laboratory equipment. Sometimes we supplement, but we also go ahead to support some schools that have students with special learning needs. For example, we supported the St. Francis Secondary School, the School of Blind in Madera, that is Soroti district, with so many equipments that can aid the learning of these blind students so that they can match the needs of the society at the time.
About in 2018, we received a donation or support from Humanity First Uganda. By the time they came in, we were actually in a critical need of paper. And we thank the organization for the support you gave us. The braille paper, the balls came in at the right time. And it relieved the school from expenditure of buying paper, apart from other needs. So we thank the organization for the support, and we encourage you to continue supporting us, and if still you can, you are most welcome to continue supporting us.
Thank you for the assistance that you gave us in 2018 of the braille paper. It helped us a lot to accomplish our learning activities. We pray that may the living Lord keep you, continue guiding you as you support us in our activities here at the school. Thank you. I remain Grace Atala, a teacher.
By funding the education of these children through the Knowledge for Life program, Humanity First Uganda has been able to bring up well-respected members of the community. These include teachers, administrators, ICT experts, fashion designers, cosmetologists, etc. Water crisis in Uganda is another serious one. Nearly 24 million natives are currently living without access to clean water. More than 29 million people live without improved sanitation. The most vulnerable people live in rural and hard-to-reach places. Ladies are the most affected with the water crisis in this country.
Mwebale okutuwa naikonto yaifwe amaani gaatuwa twali twesombanga ku nnanda amaa gaatufumitira mu ngira twagaana ebintu ebifiire embidi embwa yengoose nabusene waireka wanaaba wafuna uzu wanwa kyokka ate ng'oli kunwa bibi ebyo naago gojja okunwa wabula tuli basiimu ino ifwe abaakuno bonna ku kyalo na wansama wano tuli basiimu ino naddala nga nze omukaire buti natandikanga nkaali muto ayibona mbaire nkairiike nga tikasobolera nakujja maadi waire ku nnanda.
They spend many hours of the day waiting and fetching water after traveling for long distances. A victim of water scarcity in Uganda district revealed how the situation was in her village before.
Nga tukalifuna naikonto twali tunywa amaadi amachafu nga amaadi ago tuganona wala oluisi ku nnanda oluisi ku lwazi oluisi mu bidiba nga amaadi ago mu bidiba bagwa mu bibaala omwo tugasharinga n'ensolonga embwa ente embidi kulwira abasiraamu nga tukikola kitukosa nga kituka kiseera kyakufuna udhu tufunamu obukalubirivu mukufuna udhu era nga weyayagana abasinga bungi nga tukozesa dry ablution. Tina kindi amaadi ago gatuleeteranga endwaire twafunanga endwaire nga daloria omusuuda olwa distance empanvu abandi twakozesanga obugaali otabeere nakagaali olina kutaawo kagere idukira olina omwana ku mugongo so nebaza aba Humanity First abatuleetera naikonto eno bwe yaida twawona ebizibu bingi byentamala eyo byona naikonto eno bwe yaida batandika okunywa ku maadi amalungi era bwe yaida mu kitundu twakendeza ni ku lugendo olugendo olwali ng'oluwanvu lwaba nga lukendeireku olugendo olwali ng'olubeinu lwaba nga lukendezibwamu otwanwanga amaadi nga tukyalinga n'embuzi n'ente na buli kimu buli tunywako amaadi agali seefu era ku ekyo kyabanga kitutaasisa kuki endwaire edindi nga daloria omusuuda n'ebisigairewo so nebaza Humanity First olw'ekitongole ekyo ekyasobola otuleetera naikonto mu kitundu baana kyatutaasa kinene ng'oli forced okujja okunona amaadi mu kibali gatusharinga n'embidi n'embuzi n'ente Humanity First ewangaale ye maama.
Under the Water for Life program, Humanity First Uganda is dedicated to ending the water and sanitation crisis in this country.
In this project, we establish boreholes, we construct wells, and also establish hand pumps. Over 50 wells and springs, over 50 pumps, and about more than 100 boreholes have been refurbished. The main focus of Water for Life is to ensure that the local communities in the far or hard-to-reach areas have access to safe and clean water.
More than 100 places have benefited from Water for Life, and Kawamu A.
Amina Lukumeri ndi kwebalya okunaikonta Kawami twali tuwonaawona ino olw'amaizi nga tetugafuna muki omubiseera kale nga tuyinza okutambula emairo otiina ku 3 nga tunoonya neki amaizi.
Manya mulongo yidi ssentebe w'ekyalo kino kya Nawansama nina essanyu lingi nnyo okubalaba abagenyi baffe ku lunaku lwaleero mu kaseera kano mpozi ntuusa okusiima kwaffe eri Humanity First olw'okutuwa ebowa. Bowa eyo tuli n'essanyu lingi nnyo kubanga bwe twali tetunnabagifuna twali tunywa amazzi ga nnyanja agakulukutirwamu emirambo, embwa na buli kimu kyonna.
Budaka is a district which benefited from this project the most. We went to Mujas village where a spring was constructed to save natives from sharing water with animals.
Mbera nga tukali kufuna bulamu buno nga madi gali gati abaana bazaniranga mu ente dona nga dinwamu ayo bizibu byabanga bino byawaawo tegano tuli bulamu amadi ku malungu ezira kigamako ente dona dafuna edinwa gano amadi abasingo ungi dona dikalira aye no yabanga biribiri indi eriyo tidikalira do waliwo indi eriyo aye kalira waliwo tidye indi eriyo aye nobe mirema amina
The natives also told us that this spring does not only quench their thirst with safe drinking water, but also irrigates their crops, because whatever the climate, water never stops gushing forth from this spring. In order to ease the suffering caused by the natural and man-made disasters, Humanity First Uganda intervenes with local leadership to respond to the victims under its disaster relief program. Under this program, Humanity First Uganda provides first aid, food, clothing, among others. In places like Sironko, Soroti, Bududa, and Weyende, Humanity First Uganda has responded to different disasters. Most notably was the Bududa landslides of 2019, where lives and property were lost. Humanity First Uganda delivered relief items to the victims. Under the disaster relief program, Humanity First Uganda responded to the call of the president and donated towards the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm called Dr. Nakwagala Fred, a senior consultant physician who heads the Directorate of Medicine that is looking after the COVID patients in this hospital. We would like to appreciate Humanity First Uganda, who have donated to us a very big number of items, including 2,000 masks, surgical masks, 60 jerrycans of liquid soap, and 500 pieces of sanitizers. As you all know, we are at the forefront of battling with COVID-19 pandemic in this country.
The President of Uganda also appreciated Humanity First's contribution.
Humanity First Uganda, Ahmadiyya Muslim Association, 1 ton maize flour, 500 piece sanitizers, 2,000 pieces of masks, 60 jerrycans of liquid soap.
Humanity First Uganda also delivered rations to the individuals affected by the pandemic.
We are very grateful for your service. Humanity First serving mankind. This is not the first time we've heard about you. You've donated to the National Task Force several items, and if you really find it necessary, this is Kata serviced, and you give us a donation, a simple token. I don't want to call it an appreciation because I don't know why you are appreciating us. We should be the ones to appreciate you for what you have done in the fight against COVID.
In addition to the COVID-19 pandemic, people in Weyende district were afflicted by the floods, which took their crops, animals, and forced them out of their homes. Humanity First Uganda responded to their call by providing some rations to them.
They've gone on giving out to services like giving us soap, food, salt, sugar to most of those affected members. So they've indeed done a tremendous work, which we have been capacitated to do as Weyende local government. So I want to just reach our appreciation to Humanity First.
With the above mentioned and many more activities, Humanity First Uganda chapter is in full gear to serve the socially disadvantaged individuals and families in the community. May Allah enable them to do so.
And what you are doing to reach out communities. He is going to be taking us into different discussions of Humanity First, of course. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Waalaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to this special broadcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we have seen the documentary about Humanity First, the activities that you have been doing and what you are doing to reach out communities, those people who are in need. Do you have some comments on that documentary?
Thank you very much. The documentary has really covered a lot of the activities we do, but I would like to start off from the message that our spiritual leader, our worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad Ayatollah Ta'ala bin Nasir Aziz, what he has said, that it's our duty such that we look after those unprivileged ones, that never should we always think of only our stomach. You know, this is what I got from his message, that to me, it made me think deep, like, why should you live a luxurious life? Why should you work so hard, yet your burial can cost as less as $10?
Yes.
You know? You sweat so much, you focus so much on yourself, and nothing really matters after your 20, 30 years of success on this world. Yet you would have done far great if you could carry this responsibility of looking after those misfortunate ones.
And you save for the hereafter.
Yes, socially disadvantaged. You see, we looked at the orphan. The girl had lost her family, no parents, and she needs to get an education so that she can have that fighting empowerment in this competitive world. We looked at there is so much that many times I would like to thank the Water for Life project, because sometimes, you know, when we are outside in our comfort zones, we tend to forget what is happening to the millions of people out there. You saw a lady talking about how they are sharing water with animals. You know, they are sharing water with goats, with cows, with pigs, and different other animals. And you see, whenever we talk about this and you've never seen it, you might really think, how does the cow get to my tap? You know,
Yes.
Some of us grew up in these rural areas where you have to take your animals to the well or to the swamp where to get the water from. And we used to, personally, we used to draw this very water from that very well. You know, and now just imagine the kind of diseases, just imagine the frustration, because you have to walk for kilometers to get to the swamp, draw water, take back home, then go to school. You know, and Huzul in a number of his addresses has talked about this, that think about the children in Africa who are walking kilometers to go and get water and then bring home before they go to school. By the time these young ones get to school, they're already tired, they're already hungry, they are frustrated.
And they do this for the whole year?
Yes, every day. And how do you expect them to earn anything from their education? Automatically, they will be disadvantaged from the very start. They become lame, and they are unable to compete with the other children that are outside and free from these kind of obstacles. So when Humanity First goes out and sets these boreholes, you know, works on these springs and harvested water, you know, such that these young ones can as well get access to fresh, clean water. And even their parents will release them to go to school because water is now easy to get, and they will not be burdened with this. You will have someone fresh in class. So these are some of the points I really liked from this documentary, to see how many lives that we are touching with that one penny that someone is giving to Humanity First.
Thank you very much. And actually, as I said earlier in my introduction, that helping somebody does not need you to have a mountain of wealth, because
you don't need to.
Yeah, you maybe $10 can change somebody's life, and somebody will pray for you so much that you cannot expect. Now, as you have talked about the water projects, mainly, especially what we saw in the documentary, we had not only water, but a gift of sight, and maybe the other departments, because according to the documentary, I see a number of activities going on of Humanity First in Uganda. Could you please take us through some of the departments or programs that Humanity First is running internationally?
Thank you very much. Humanity First, having started in 1995, it started with a single project that was disaster relief. I will start with that one. We have 8 projects that we run, but the very pioneering project was disaster relief. The founder of the organization Humanity First was our 4th Khalif of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. And his pain was to see that calamity befalls any town, any area, and there is no ready team. Everyone will be there if it's landslides, if you're having overflooding or whatsoever, earthquakes, and we have to wait for the government, we have to wait for someone to run from wherever they are to come and rescue those ones who are afflicted. And he was of the very drive that there should always be a ready team to run to these people if there is a fire, if there is, if we are having landslides, if we are having famine, there should be a local team, because we shall be in best position to know which family has been surviving on a daily meal, which family cannot survive, which child has been orphaned, and all that. So disaster relief started on that very foundation, that whenever there is a calamity, for example, here in Uganda, we've been running to the different calamities we've been having. Look at the Bududa landslides. We've had overflooding of Lake Choga. We've had a number of other calamities befalling our communities. And gift of sight, a local team has always been there. Disaster relief, a local team has always been there. And when you look at this, you don't need a lot of funds. All you need is a simple organization. That we have landslides in Bududa. What do these people need? Automatically, their homes have been washed away by the flooding, or have been taken away by the landslides. So all they don't have beddings, they don't have clothing, they don't have something warm, they don't have what to eat. So a simple call to the community of the people, the normal Ugandans there, that we need whoever has excess or extra beddings, clothes, shoes, jackets, you give us, and you can organize this in a few hours, and right away, as soon as even the landslides are still there, a team is there to rescue how many being afflicted.
The donation is not only limited on cash.
No.
But even on material stuff.
Yes.
People
and these are the things we have. Okay. That we need food for these people. And I have a plate of so this is disaster relief, such that we can be able to relieve these people from that immediate calamity and pain and suffering that they are going through, such that we can offer them shelter at that particular time. As the other population is waking up and the government is coming on board to organize for them where they can resettle.
So this is the Department of Disaster Relief?
Yes, Disaster Relief.
Okay.
Then we have Gift of Sight, where I happen to be the director of the project. When we look at globally, the most health care area that is neglected is Gift of Sight. And when you come to Africa, in Uganda, almost you might find that less than 1% of the budget of Ministry of Health, less than 1% is what is diverted to high care. So we are having a lot of people who are losing their sight over simple things. And you know, basically Gift of Sight has put a lot of emphasis on cataract surgery, because cataract is avoidable blindness.
What does it mean exactly, cataract surgery?
Cataract is...
Because I want the viewer outside there to know what really you're meaning.
You know, as we are growing, yes, the lens within your eye starts losing its functionality. And what we do usually when we take those patients for the surgery, we simply replace that lens. Okay. We remove that lens, the natural one, and we put an artificial one. And this is why you'll find that these people will be walking miracles, because it is the easiest surgery actually. 20 surgeries can be done in a few hours if the surgeon is good. So you find that it's something very easy, something very simple. And whenever we are running this camp, we let people out there know that with only 250,000 Uganda shillings, 250,000 Uganda shillings, that's something close to 50 pounds. 50 pounds, you can gift someone their sight back. Now, just imagine 250. What is 250? Anyone can, it's some little money. Yet, if that person is to walk to the hospital, the frustration alone, to where they are going to find those ophthalmologists, the frustration, the long lines, you know, they won't even be able to see them. And the scarcity of these professionals, it's also another challenging bit. So when we organize these doctors, we organize them from different parts of the world. We have already 2 ophthalmologists in Uganda that are always ready whenever we make our call. And then across the world, a number of other ophthalmologists will come on board. We have them and they will offer these surgeries for free. All they need, the 250, is going to only cover the medication and the consumables, the lenses and whatever they are going to use. Because once you realize that the donations that we get, they cannot be able to, they cannot match the value of the volunteerism that
what
we have.
What you offer is more of what is donated.
Yes.
Okay.
So another project, and so far Gift of Sight, we've worked only in Uganda, we've worked over 300 cataract surgeries.
Okay.
And these are all lives given back. A civil engineer or a civil servant, a teacher who had lost their job because they couldn't write, because they were no longer seeing, now they are back to work. And that teacher is going to look after a family of 10 or 20 people. So you can imagine that your 250 is going to continue looking after those 10 or 20 young ones that we are depending on that teacher. Another project is global health. Under global health, we usually send out our call to different doctors of different professions. We have, these 2 are medical programs, Gift of Sight and Global Health. We call out on medical doctors, surgeons, we call out dentists, we call health educators, such that we go in any area. Usually we go in rural areas because these are people in our poorer communities who have no access to these services. They don't come to towns for these services. So we call them and we educate them. That's number 1. We let them know what they need to do and how they need to do it. If it's looking after their teeth, what can they do to have health teeth? And then after that, we offer free extraction, free filling, and then we have different medical procedures that are performed and the different elements that we look out. And the last one I will talk about is orphan care. Under this, orphan care is really a very interesting point of view here. Okay. That in the entire world, we have over 150 million orphans. And Uganda alone has about over 3.5 million orphans. And we have about 600 orphanages taking care for about 50 to 100 orphans.
600 orphanages?
Yes, orphanages.
Is it Humanity First or?
No. Okay. Across different charity organizations.
Okay.
And this in Uganda only means we are taking care of about 30,000 to 6,000 orphans. So we have a deficit of more than 300. We cannot even look after 100,000 orphans. So this is the burden that we are having in orphan care. And we are looking out to these orphans. We don't want them on the streets. We need to give them a fighting chance in this world. You know, housing, these are some of the basic human rights that someone needs to be with where they they sleep, the housing, health,
food.
Health, you need food, you need education. These are some of the basic human rights that you walk around the world, you'll find that if education is free, if it's not totally free, there are services put up that we have free public hospitals, free of charge. We have public schools, free of charge, because these are basic human rights. But still, when it comes to orphans, no one is going to take that young one to that school. They need clothing, they need what to eat while they're not at school. So to avoid, to care for these young ones as well, they're going to need us every day. So Humanity First has as well taken this initiative to ensure that we have an orphanage, and we as well start looking, because we've been looking after these orphans, offering them school fees such that they can have a decent education, getting them what to dress, soliciting from different donations from the people around. And now we are moving to having an orphanage that at least we can have 24/7, these orphans who are totally having no one to look after them. And once this spirit is spread across the country and across the world, such that we realize that we have a duty to look after these homeless ones who have no parents, who are not certain if they are going to have their next meal, and if they are sick, who is going to cure them. Such that this kind of duty is a responsibility to every person out there, and we can be able to look after these young ones.
Thank you very much, Brother Abdul Kiwanuka, Director, Gift of Sight, Humanity First Uganda. As you know,
such that this kind of duty is a responsibility to every person out there, and we can be able to look after these young ones.
Thank you very much, Brother Abdul Kiwanuka, Director. The discussion is becoming very interesting. He has explained about 4 departments or programs that are run by Humanity First International or globally. And I feel, or I'm told, there are other departments or programs that are run by Humanity First. And right now, I want us to join Brother Asman Mugabe, the Director Operations Uganda and the Principal at Humanity First Vocational Institute, Budaka, also to take us through other programs that are being run by Humanity First here in Uganda and of course in other parts of the world. Let's have Brother Asman Mugabe on the line.
My name is Mugabe Asman, Director Operations Humanity First Uganda. As you have heard from my colleague, Brother Abdul Kiwanuka, who is the Director, Gift of Sight, Humanity First has quite a number of programs that our operations are based on. Just like Humanity First International, Humanity First Uganda has 8 core programs. And right as I speak, all the 8 programs that run internationally are also running here in Uganda. Allow me make a simple elaboration on 4 programs. To start with is the food security program, which is one of those programs that are being run especially in the most deprived, less privileged communities, especially where we have the economy of Uganda based on agriculture, and our farmers are really at a very serious disadvantage. We will find statistics over the world will show that over 1 million people are at a risk of starvation and malnutrition, basically due to food insecurity. So Uganda Humanity First responds to such need by training farmers, first of all, because training people is empowering them, and we empower them to come out of this poverty by increasing their output through building on their knowledge, and that at the end results in high yield production. We also train farmers on the modern methods of production. We give them improved seed varieties as well as improved breeds of livestock. So in such, we help them to try to transform their farming activities from subsistence level to commercial-based farming. And this helps them and the country at large to transform their economic status. We also train these farmers to be able to roll out the same project to other farmers. For example, when we donate a goat or two, the same farmer is supposed to roll it out to other farmers by bringing back or giving back the same number of goats that we have given. The same applies to the seeds and the other seedlings that we provide. So this has helped us to reach out quite a number of farmers, and communities have started transforming. We base mainly in crop production and partly in animal, where we give goats and other seedlings like citrus and then banana and perennial crops. So we have reached out to over 10,000 farmers as we speak now in Uganda. Outside of that, we have another program called Knowledge for Life. You know, without education, there is little that can be done. So we find that the biggest number of our country are deprived of other opportunities, like due to the poor. Many people are entrapped in these cycles of illiteracy and poverty and lack of skills. This keeps most of our people in risks of inability to access employment, and even their productivity is low because of the low education. So what Humanity First does, it intervenes by setting up institutions that train vocational skills to enable these people to develop skills that help them to become productive in those low income communities. And as well, they help others to develop and gain employable skills. So in Uganda, we have two training institutions. That is the main campus at Budaka, where we have so many programs running in the vocational area. We have tailoring, we have hair dressing and cosmetology, have plumbing and water engineering, we have electrical installation, motor vehicle mechanics and automotive mechanics, both skills level and the national certificate level. This has helped many youth to gain skills. We are also partnering with the organizations that help to train the youth on these skills. So through this, we see the communities especially those which are low income, gaining at least some employable skills, and then their productivity has gone high. Similarly, we have another program called Community Care. This was recently introduced in 2020 in Uganda. We started by donating mother kits as an intervention in this rampant death that has been always happening in communities where many mothers cannot afford even buying a mama kit or do not attend to them. So as Humanity First, we intervened by providing mother kits to the expectant mothers, so to help relieve the pain and stress that would be, and the number of people who die because of less attention provided because of lack of some of those requirements. In similar way, we have expanded the program by donating to the disabled communities. People with disabilities have been provided with wheelchairs, beds, beddings, mattresses, and food packs. In the districts of Buyende, we have provided such facilities for the disabled communities. We have distributed the mother kits in over 8 health facilities in the different parts in central and eastern Uganda. As a wind-up, we have yet another program called Water for Life. This is one of our largest projects in the country as far as Humanity First programs are concerned. It was established right away in 2007 when Ugandan chapter of Humanity First was established. We have so far since offered water boreholes, actually new constructions, over 100 new boreholes or water wells have been established, and about 150 refurbishments made across the country, and at least 1.2 million people are benefiting from these water facilities on a daily basis. Quite many other programs or projects under Water for Life, like water harvesting. Like in our own institution, we have water harvesting facilities in other areas as well. But also we have the water springs, the spring wells also in different parts of the country to enable these communities access safe and clean drinking water. Because with water which is contaminated, the whole country is at a great risk. So Humanity First, through its programs, has intervened in the different areas in response to some of the sustainable development goals as set by the World Health Organization. So we, as Humanity First, that is our intervention in the different areas as far as health, education, like finance and other or economic development is concerned. So I want to thank you all for your support, all those that are, to all those that have a goodwill for Humanity First and for humanity as at large, to offer whatever is possible to keep the light burning for the development of our projects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brother Asman Mugabe, Director Operations, Humanity First Uganda, for such a very beautiful elaboration on the programs of Humanity First here in Uganda and in other parts of the world. And if you have just joined us right now, you are watching Summit Wabasi Uganda, and this broadcast is also live on Humanity First Uganda YouTube channel. You can subscribe, comment, and share the links. Another thing that we are encouraging our members and viewers who are watching us right now is that this is a global telethon. We are raising money for those people, as you heard from Brother Abdul Wanuka, those people who are in need, that the small amount that you have or anything that you can help, please, you can donate it. And as I speak right now, we have our numbers that are contacts that are running on the screen down there, that if you have something that you want to donate to Humanity First, you can reach out to us on those numbers. We have the mobile money, that is Airtel and the MTN mobile money. You can reach us on numbers. Let me read them here. We have MTN, that is +256 7823 70626, and on Airtel you can also reach us on +256 7523 70626. I repeat, MTN is +256 7823 70626, and then you can also reach us on Airtel, that is +256 7563 70626. And also we have the bank accounts that you can deposit if you have any donation that you want to give or to give to the needy through Humanity First. We have a DFCU. Actually, we have two bank accounts from DFCU Bank, and requesting the producers in the technical room to put those accounts on the screen. We have a Uganda shillings account, and then we have the US dollar account. You'll be seeing them down on the screen. Please, we encourage, please donate, however small it is. As I've told you, that it might be small to you, but to somebody outside there who is in need, it can change his or her life, and that is what Humanity First is aiming at. Right now, as I speak, we have our brother Dr. Aziz, the chairman, Humanity First United Kingdom, on the line, and we have a brief message that he wants to deliver to the people who are watching this broadcast. Let's have that message also.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to share some of my thoughts with the viewers and the listeners of this Humanity First Uganda telethon. First of all, it's a great honour to work with such an excellent, hard-working, diligent team that have really excelled in their level of dedication and passion in terms of serving the vulnerable and the needy throughout Uganda. And I would just like to urge all the viewers to dig deep, if you can help in any way, to help support the operations providing food, water, health, sanitation to those most in need. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aziz Hafiz, the chairman, Humanity First United Kingdom, for that message. I hope you people who are watching us, you are enjoying this broadcast. Now, we are going to also have a message from Brother Mubiru Haruna, the chairman, Humanity First Uganda, and he will be talking about the impact of Humanity First in serving the unprivileged in Uganda. and why has Humanity First Uganda chosen to raise charity for the orphans? But before that, I want to first go to Brother Abdul Kiwanuka. We have just received a question here in the comment box about who are you targeting? Who are those people that you help? Actually, this is somebody who is also watching, I think, is asking Humanity First, whom do you help, actually?
Thank you very much. That's one of the most common questions asked, and my simple answer is the availability or the presence of evidence, that's of evidence of necessity. So the presence of evidence of necessity, that's what will qualify someone to be deserving of the Humanity First help. We don't look at your race, we don't look at your chest, we don't look at your religion or your profession. All people from different walks of life are welcome to this, as long as there is evidence of necessity. And Humanity First, when you look at it, the volunteers, the people who are going to give out these services and the donations are from all different walks of life. Many times they will look at this organization that, where have you guys been, and we've not been there. We work, the Gift of Sight director, I usually work with the regional referral hospitals, and they will give you the hot spots of cataracts,
meaning
and
that
you go there.
Regardless of your religion background, yes, or your social background, so long as you are a human being, as long as you are in need, Humanity First will come to your help.
Yes, maybe the only one statement I would put that we basically focus on the socially disadvantaged.
Socially disadvantaged.
Yes.
Thank you very much. He has made it very, very clear. Right now, let's cross to Mr. Mubiru Haruna, the chairman, Humanity First Uganda, and he will be taking us through the impact of Humanity First in serving the unprivileged in Uganda, and why have they chosen to raise money or charity for the orphans here in Uganda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, respected viewer wherever you are in the country, around the globe. Thank you for tuning in. This is Mubiru Haruna, Chairman Humanity First Uganda. Humanity First Uganda is one of the many branches supported by Humanity First UK. And I must say to all our respected donors, wherever you are, in the UK, in Germany, in Canada, in USA, in Uganda, I must say big thank you. Your donation, be it £1, be it $1, it means a lot in as far as changing people's life is concerned. Humanity First being a charitable organization, we run a number of programs. We have 8 programs which we do run as Humanity First. We have community care, we have website, we have global health, disaster relief, knowledge for life, orphan care, among others. But as far as this year's campaign and awareness is concerned, we're focusing on orphan care. According to the demography of our country, Uganda, our total population is 43 million. And according to the demography, as I said, over 3.5 people are orphans. That's a very huge number when you compare to our total population. So it means that a lot of orphans, are the most vulnerable, most underprivileged. So as HF, you can come on board to help and see that we bridge that gap, because many are vulnerable, are not being cared about. When you look at Uganda, many of them are on streets, have become street kids. They don't go to school. many have become prey of rape and child abuse and torture. So as Humanity First, we think that we have to come in and help. As you know, orphans are part of us. We need to come and help. So wherever you are, please come on board and help. You don't have to have too much to contribute to help. Whatever amount you can come on board and help and be part of this noble cause. You never know, your 1 shilling, $1, £1 might change a number of people's life. I must say thank you all. A big thank you to all our respected donors, wherever you are. Please stay tuned as the program goes on. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ismail. Ismail.
Thank you very much, Brother Mubiru Haruna, Chairman, Humanity First Uganda. We thank you very much. Thank you for that message. Brother Abdu, I think you got it. Do you have some comments about that message?
Maybe what the chairman has talked about, this very thing, we wouldn't love our brothers and sisters to grow up on the streets and to be not equipped in any way to secure a living in this competitive world. Maybe something I would add up is you need only 500,000 Uganda shillings to donate to have that child on the street to go in school, you know. And if you pay 1 million, that is going to cover for an entire year. So this is basically one of the easiest things to do. You know, it's not too much. You know, it's something very little. People are paying school fees for their kids. Someone in baby class paying 1 million shillings or 2 million for only 1 term.
Thank you very much, Brother Abdu. Right now, let's cross to, we have also a message from Brother Ismail Kishoma, Director Operations Kenya, Humanity First Kenya, and he will be telling us how far has Humanity First gone as far as serving mankind in the areas or in that region, Kenya.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be part of this broadcast. I want to shed some light on behalf of Humanity First Kenya on some of the programs that we are undertaking as a country. HF Kenya has been responding to different appeals and causes in matters to do with climate change, matters to do with health, education, food security, empowerment, community care. As you all know, Humanity First is undertaking 8 programs, and all the 8 programs are also being practiced in the country. These 8 programs include disaster relief, water for life, community care, knowledge for life, global health, gift of sight, orphan care, and food security. As you all know, in Kenya at the moment, Kenya has been experiencing one of the worst droughts in 2 decades. Over 5 million Kenyans are in their need of support. Out of 47 counties, 23 counties have been affected by this ravaging drought. So what Humanity First is doing is responding to these needs. We've already supplied food packs to over 700 families. Those are around 10,000 people who have benefited from this program. We are also doing something on water for life. We are doing new water wells in different parts of the country. We are doing refurbishments of those water pumps that are broken. Community care as well. We are donating wheelchairs to the disabled victims of accidents. to support them in this course. We are doing a lot in terms of education under Knowledge for Life. At the moment, we are doing the Humanity First bag program where we donate school bags to school-going children. In the bags, we include books and stationaries. We also include everything that a learner needs. We are doing also something under classroom transformation, where we identify a school that is in their need. We do painting, we donate new furnitures to the school to make sure that the students get that good environment while learning. We are also doing the Adopt a School initiative. So these are the things that we are doing to ensure that education in Kenya is something that is taken care of. Under global health, we are also doing a lot. We are holding different medical camps. We are doing free cancer screenings. We are doing prostate cancer screening. We've been doing breast cancer screenings. We are doing HIV tests. We are doing other medical conditions to just make sure that those people in the villages get access to medical help, to ensure that everyone has access to their rights. So that is what is basically we are doing under global health. We have a lot going on under Gift of Sight. This year alone, we have held more than 5 medical camps under Gift of Sight. Over 10,000 screenings have been done. Out of those, we have done 300 cataract operations. We have also donated reading glasses to those people who need them. Orphan care, we are paying school fees to those students who can't afford it. We are also making new school uniforms to our orphans to ensure that they don't have problems while learning. We are also doing a lot in food security, where we are training our farmers in modern ways of farming. We are also donating seeds to farmers. We are donating cheap and quality fertilizers to our farmers. All these are things that we are doing to ensure that people in the country don't suffer from poverty, those people who are less privileged in the society. And out of all these programs that we have done, we have achieved a lot. We have tried to eliminate hunger in those disaster-struck areas. Those people who are undergoing drought, we have eliminated hunger. We are trying to make sure that villagers and those people in the communities get access to clean water. We are also making sure that education to our children and our students becomes easy. We have achieved a lot in terms of medical health, making sure that our pregnant women get access to clinics as early as possible. We also have improved food production out of our food security program. These are the things that we are doing. We are restoring sight to those people who had a problem, who had cataract, who didn't have something to afford. And that's why our theme today is there is nothing small in serving mankind. All these things we are doing as Humanity First is because we want to serve humanity to the best of our ability. It can't be possible without our donors. Our donors are our heroes. Those are the people who are making it easy for us to serve these communities. That's why we are very thankful to everyone who is trying their best to make sure that at least they give out a coin, to make sure that they give out a cent, to make sure that they share something with the less privileged in the community. Our volunteers as well, they are making sure that all these things, all these programs are implemented on time, are implemented in the ground. It is so important that we get these donations so that it can help everyone. So thank you so much for everyone who is working tirelessly day and night to make sure that we achieve our goal. Thank you so much.
Operations Kenya for that message, and thank you for the good work that you are doing there in Kenya. And please greet our brothers there in Kenya that we love them so much. Please, if you've just joined us, our numbers, telephone numbers for where you can deposit your donation are just running there down on the screen, and also our bank accounts are there. Please, the little that you have, donate it on those accounts, and it will be something very, very good that will change the people who are suffering outside there. Brother Ismail Kishoma, his message, can you please say something little, and then maybe we shall have impressions from people who have benefited from
Kenya,
this.
From Kenya, I've personally worked with Brother Ismail Kishoma. He's my personal friend, okay. And I just love the zeal that Humanity First has been able to raise, that you have young ones spearheading in carrying this responsibility of looking after the misfortunate ones in their very societies. And when you look at the things he was talking about, he's talking about giving them books, giving them sanitary pads. If the funds are well enough, they can even raise a room or two for classrooms in those schools. He's talking about getting them school uniforms. On a number of videos during the activities, I've seen them giving out bags, pens, sets, mathematical sets. And these are small, small items if you look at them. But the impact is massive if you really put it under consideration. So it's really great work that Ismail, Brother Kishoma and his team are really putting forward in Kenya.
May Allah bless them, and may Allah bless Humanity First International. As we promised you, we are going to have impressions from some of our beneficiaries in Uganda here who have benefited from the work of Humanity First in Uganda. And I want our producers to also take us through that. Let's have those video clips of those people who have benefited from Humanity First.
Ebitala bikola si bikolebwa mperano enumba gye twalimu nabanga ye numba najagana wonga ndi gitya novanko bantu muna mwalange yali asigaire wo twatunda natunda amanda nagula amabati nayala ku kimante ekyo menamala okukyalaku nayingira omwo abaana bagolola bandekulirawo nasigala nga ntandika otoba n'embeera n'abaana bange tuzira kye tuli kulya baana bange balwala zizira bwidandabi tuli awo tudagadaga budagedage nasigala nga embeera baana okusoma tibali kusoma abaana okwambala tibali kwambala okulya tibali kulya gamba nasigala nga ndi kufuba kweyiya neyiyeku abaana tibali ekolashi tibali kusoma nempi eyiye ekikazi ezira mulimo balo gwakulekeire oba nti yakulekeire kuki gwazira buvunalizwa edantia kumbe yasaba abaana bali babiri basatu sasa ne yakati katubone ekinaabayo tubone enteekateeka enaabayo era balamu bange bambitiramu mulamu Bumali mulamu Yahaya bambitiramu bafuna gundi okufunira abaana ab'ebifo.
We thank Humanity First for supporting us in our education. They pay our school fees, they buy us uniforms and other scholastic materials.
Amana gange inza jeni mtege nera neyanzire ino okuiza okutuwa omukisa gunu okutuwaka amaizi nganza ono mulwaire eti nsobola okwabeyala nisoleraga amaizi okumpi era nali mbonabona ino ngentuma abaana tibaba bagana kale neyanzire ino omukama abampeera omukisa tatemwire mutukuliremu tweyongere nga tunywa amaizi kubanga twatumya n'ebisolo nga tunywa sweswe tunywa n'embizi tunywa n'embwa nga tunywa amaizi ago nemwebalino mwebalire ddala
amaira gange neze boogera leti nga twebaza ekitongole kino otuwa naikonto etuyambye ino era etuyambye aye era tuliisa watwongera eyindi kubanga tuli bangi endala eno terikola ki teritumala obuzibu twafunanga nga tuli mukiina nga tetunwa maadi gamu kaye buti tuganwa
sikyajjukira banga ngadde ne myezi ng'esatu giti gyemundekera nembonaabona n'omwana namundekera siina pulaani yonna kati bwe nagende bwe twamuwandisa kyekimuyambye bulungi kubanga teriyo ate gamba nti ate kino nti.
My name is Mutes Amina. I'm in primary 6. I thank Humanity First for paying me school fees. They buy for us books, pens, and uniforms and shoes.
And as I told you, this broadcast is aimed at raising money for the needy people in our communities, and we have got a chance or someone who has replied or answered this call, and that is one of our donors who also happens to be the ex-Army Uganda, that is respected Haj Swaib Nsera, who is also right now with us in the studios. And I want us to hear from him and what message does he have for the people who are watching this broadcast, and why should we donate and help the needy. Respected ex-Army Sab, you are welcome on this broadcast. And we are looking at the works of Humanity First, and also we are raising money and all donations to help those people who are in need, and you are one of those people who have answered this call, that you have accepted to donate something that will help those people who are in need. What message do you have for those people who are watching this broadcast, especially about helping those people who are in need?
Yeah, thank you. Once again, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
You have already been told that Humanity First was started 37 years ago by the then supreme head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Association worldwide, the late Mirza Tahir Ahmad, rahmahullah. His intention was to help the needy. The orphans, the disabled, and others. And in these 37 years, or in the last 37 years, Humanity First has done a lot.
It's 27 years.
27 years, all over the world. In Uganda, I will not repeat what the officials of the Humanity First have already told you, but we have done a lot, and we continue doing so. Now, some of the needy are orphans. If an orphan is assisted, he can also, for instance, go to school, study, and complete at university level, and become a good citizen of this country, and even later help others. Therefore, I appeal, I urge, I appeal all those Ugandans who are able to donate to assist the orphans and other needy people. It's a noble cause, it's a noble responsibility by all those who are able to do so. And like you have been told, Humanity First welcomes every person, Christians, Muslims, and others, to donate towards this noble cause of helping the needy. Therefore, once again, I urge all my friends who may be watching me, particularly the business people, please come forward and donate. My members of Kwagalana Club, come along and donate, because our purpose as Kwagalana members, one of our purpose really is to help the needy. Munno mukabi ye munno ddala. A friend in need is indeed a friend indeed. So, like we have been told, I've also decided to donate 2 million shillings towards this cause. But of course, it's a drop in the ocean, like my brother Abdu Chiwanuka has explained. We need a lot, but at least it will also do something.
Thank you very much.
So whoever is able, please, please, please come forward and donate so that we can help the orphans, the needy, and they also enjoy a good life.
Thank you very much, Mr. Swaib Msera, for that generous heart. And I think, dear viewers, you have seen that really people have started responding to this call. And if you have something that you want to also donate, like our respected Swaib Msera has done, please reach us on the contacts that are running down on the screen. We have the mobile telephone numbers, and we have also the bank accounts that are running down on the screens, and we shall welcome it. And people outside there who are suffering will get happy. Thank you very much. As I speak right now, we are running out short of time, and we have a lot of stuff on our menu. Let's now, right now, cross to, we are going to UK, where we are having our brother Jamil Mwanje, who is the country relationship manager, Uganda, and he is going to take us through the recently Humanity First. It has just celebrated its silver jubilee in the field of humanity, serving humankind. And we want to hear something which is just brief to tell us what is actually the impact that Humanity First has created as far as serving mankind is concerned.
Our dear viewers, it's an honor to be with you today. I'm Mwaji Jamil, the Relationship Manager of Humanity First Uganda, based in United Kingdom. Recently, Humanity First celebrated 25 years of existence, a landmark which was celebrated around the world, and Uganda was one of them. That journey has not been very easy, as anybody working with the charities will let you know. But our journey has been made easy because of people like you,
the stakeholders I would like to thank to start with. One of our stakeholders is the government of Uganda, which has been very instrumental in making sure we get where we are. The government has been very, very useful in terms of licensing, in terms of taxes. There is a lot which is involved in our work, and every time we've knocked at the government's door, we have received all the support you can think of, and for that we are really grateful. The other stakeholder, which I think is also very important to remember, are the volunteers. The structure of Humanity First is so interesting that almost 99.9% of our volunteers are not paid. And it's so interesting that many of our volunteers are expected to sacrifice time, even hard cash. This is the interesting bit, that our sponsors are very sure their donations are not going to be spent on the administrative part of it. And that is a wonderful part of our existence, that without our sponsors, we wouldn't be, without our volunteers and you, the sponsors, we wouldn't be where we are today. And for that, please, thank you so much. I would like to talk about some of the programs we do, but those are going to be covered by other speakers who have made, some of them have already done so. But I would just want to pick out a few of them, and one of them is Water for Life. We, at the beginning, realized one of the things we could do which would multiply or solve other programs was providing of clean water, which many people have done, and there's so many broken down boreholes around the world, and we are talking of millions, but nobody comes back to repair these boreholes. You might be seeing them around. This is one of the things we do. On top of digging new boreholes, we are also repairing boreholes, which are quite many. And I would be surprised if there is any district in Uganda where we have not been. But even the local teams, the administrators, have all been very supportive, for which we are really grateful. The other aspect, many people don't realize that Uganda is one of the most hospitable countries around the world, and we have, I think, the biggest number of refugees in Africa. We've got so many, we've gone through wars, we've gone through all sorts of diseases and epidemics which have taken many lives, and as a result, we've got so many orphans, and this is one aspect we decided to take on as part of our programs, and that is the orphan care. We've got quite a number of orphans. We are looking at some of these orphans. For example, we used to look after orphans from their homes, and we realized you provide fees, but you've not provided food, you've not provided accommodation, you've not provided ABCD. So as a result, in many cases, we take on these children and we take on the whole life, and that is putting them in boarding schools, which has helped us quite a lot, because you provide the whole life instead of only providing education. And this is one aspect for which we are really grateful to you, the sponsors, and then our local team and the schools, which many of them are very lenient in terms of how much has to be paid. The other interesting aspect, I think, where we've had a breakthrough is the global health, where we organize medical camps. I myself have been to Uganda, and I attended the medical camp in Mbale, where we had about 1,000 people every day for 3 days, and that is 3,000 patients in 3 days. And we didn't finish it, but because of the available resources, and all these resources are coming from you. One interesting aspect now, which is also another landmark, we are able to bring down doctors from the United Kingdom. from the NHS, and these are some of the best doctors in the world. They are part of our medical camps. These doctors have to pay for their tickets. That's one aspect. They pay for their tickets. We provide accommodation, and we also have to thank the government for the security and the licensing and the visas. It has become so easy to bring them down. One other interesting aspect of our programs, which we do around the world, is the gift of sight. Literally, without eyes, somebody is in prison. They can't see, they can't do anything almost. So what we did, for example, the last medical camp, which was in Mbale Hospital, we sponsored about 215 things in the sponsored about 215 cataract operations, where I had an opportunity to see one patient where the plasters were removed and saw the family for the first time. It was absolute madness in terms of joy. And these are some of the things that keep us going when you look at such joy and you think of, oh, somebody paid $40 for this operation, which any one of you can become a donor. In terms of this, it's just 150,000 shillings. It's quite a lot, but I believe Uganda has got so many people who can afford it, but they just need to be guided to the HF office, and many of them, I believe, would be happy to give somebody their life back. It's like walking out of prison when you get your sight back. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot that is done by HF, as you'll be told, but due to time shortage, I just have to stop there. But one thing I want to assure you, every one of you can become a volunteer, a nurse, a doctor, an engineer. You can come and join Humanity First in our medical camps. Any one of you can donate a kilo of beans. That kilo of beans can turn into a sack. A kilo of maize can turn into a sack. One goat after 2 years can become 10 goats. Every one of you can become a donor. Every one of you can become a volunteer. Once again, I would like to thank our team, the volunteers. Without you, the sponsors, we wouldn't be what we are. And all the other stakeholders like the government will really appreciate your support. For the last 25 years, you've made us what we are today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Brother Mwanje, Jamil Mwanje, that is the Country Relationship Manager, Uganda, for that message. Brother Kwanuka, yes, you have heard him. Some supplement about that?
Thank you very much. I've liked one of the points that Brother Jamil Mwanja's put forward, him being our country relationship manager. He has talked about the donations that we get that are not used in the administrative costs. You know, this is something that we might not have, not everyone might have understood very well, that when you look at the costs of administering anything, they're they are the highest. You know, whenever you say you need to have surgeons and you need to have a different kind of setup for you to offer, it becomes very expensive, you know. But every penny that is donated to Humanity First is not going to cover the administrative costs, because we are having volunteers, from the person who is going to sit at the gate or at the entrance to register the needy as they are alive, to the doctor or the surgeon who is going to operate them, or the engineer who is going to install that water pump, you know. So every donation, every penny reaches where it's supposed to go. Mm-hmm. And this is one beauty of Humanity First. And lastly, he raised the call to Uganda as a whole, that when I was with him in Mbale last year when we were carrying out these surgeries, like he said, when we were giving the report to the ophthalmologist and the human resource manager and the directors of the hospital. The human relationship manager almost jumped out of his seat when I told him that I'm spending about 200 to 250,000 on every surgery. You know, he was like, you mean I can as well be a potential donor? And this is the very thing that the country relationship manager is saying, that Uganda as a country, as long as we get to these people and we let them know that only 10,000 can cover the screening costs of the person when you go out, you look for them. So this is, as I will appeal to add on what former Miller said, I will call to the population of Uganda out there, the Ugandans and across the different people, our brothers in Kenya, in Ghana, however small what you have is, you don't know the impact that is going to cause. Even if it's 10,000, even if it's 1,000, it can buy a pen. We have a lot of children in school who cannot afford pens. And you know how you're going to make work easy for this young one.
Thank you very much. We are running short of time. And right now, as he has said, our contacts, bank accounts are running on the screen, and the telephone numbers, you can donate whatever you have on those. Right now, let's cross to Brother Fazal Ahmad, Director Operations, Humanity First International. And we want to know how Humanity First how the work actually on a global level, how the work of Humanity First, the impact it is causing in serving mankind.
Assalamu alaikum. It's a pleasure to be joining the Uganda Telethon today. Over the last year, in fact over the last 2 or 3 years, we've seen the ongoing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Then we've seen the ongoing impact of climate change, and more recently the conflict in Ukraine. And this has had a profound impact on food security around the world, particularly in many parts of Africa, where now cooking oil has been rationed, bread has been rationed, there's less availability of grains and other foodstuffs. And so during this telethon, and this telethon has been global, we have been looking at ways of tackling the combined impact on food security and also on poverty. This year we've seen storms and droughts and other catastrophic events. So in the Horn of Africa, not far from Uganda, we're seeing the worst drought for over 40, 50 years. That's affecting southern Ethiopia, northern Kenya, and all of Somalia. We've equally seen extreme flooding in the eastern parts of South Africa. We have seen drought in Chad. We've seen flooding in Gambia, and many, many other examples of climate change. And these have been affecting harvests as well. So, as I said, the combined impact of coronavirus and climate change and now these conflicts is really hurting many parts of Africa. So we're trying to address food security and poverty. And this is through a range of programs that Humanity First is doing. In the areas of agriculture, we are looking at farming and crop processing and technology that is appropriate to Africa. And even here in Uganda, we'll be looking at how we can do mid-scale farming projects where we can keep some of the harvest in storage for future emergencies, but also use some of the harvest to provide free rations to the elderly, the disabled, and those that are vulnerable in society, even here in Uganda. Secondly, education and vocational training, because even in the area of agriculture, many people have been taking plots of land and then doing subsistence farming to be able to cover just their own family's needs, whereas they could do much larger scale industrial farming and generate an income not just for themselves but for the entire village. So education in that area is important, but we're also investing in schools and in vocational training around Africa based on local needs. And even here in Uganda, we have the 2 training centers in Budaka and Chotera. Then we, on schools, we've built over 80 schools now, mainly primary schools, but across Africa we are investing in schools. And mainly these are in rural areas where often children miss out on education. So we're trying to ensure that all children from across the region are able to access education not too far from where they live. Water. I mean, we are investing in water installations in rural areas. Even then, with the climate change, we're seeing that we're having to drill deeper because you drill and then the water table is dropping. And this is something that we've been seeing in Africa for many years. But we've done over 4,500 water installations, many in Uganda, and we were planning to do many more. Then on healthcare, and we have done many projects across Africa where we are running ad hoc medical camps, doing outreach to villages, but also investing in health infrastructure. And we're building a hospital in Tanzania, we're building hospitals in Ivory Coast and São Tomé, and we've been doing medical work in Uganda. So these are all areas that we are going to be working on more. The main telethon took place a couple of weeks ago on the 5th of November. I'm very happy that Uganda are also running their own telethon feed. We had feeds from the Pacific region, from South Asia, from Africa, from Europe and North America so far. We've raised over $3 million. I'm hoping that with the telethon in Uganda, you will be successful in raising some funds locally, and we'll be supporting you from international. And I wish you the best of luck. And I hope that through the interventions that we can do, we can make Uganda more independent and stronger and more resilient to shocks like climate change and the COVID pandemic in the future.
Thank you very much, Brother Fazal Ahmad, Director Operations, Humanity First International, for that wonderful message. And before we come back, I wanted us to come back in the studio, but let's have also another message from Brother Ahmed Jawad Hammond, the General Secretary, Humanity First Ghana. And he is telling us about the impact of Humanity First activities and how to raise the funds and execute these activities. How does Humanity First raise the funds, and how does it execute its activities, especially in the regions of Ghana?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Ahmed Jawad Hammond, General Secretary for Humanity First Ghana. On behalf of the Chairman of Humanity First Ghana, on behalf of all board members and volunteers, we wish to state that we are very grateful to Almighty Allah and very much honored to be part of Humanity First Uganda Telethon 2022. Humanity First Ghana over the years have also organized or participated in telethons such as what we are organizing today. We've also done the same in our country to raise funds to support building of schools, refurbishment of old classroom blocks, drilling of boreholes, medical outreach programs. We also have support for individuals, families, and institutions during disasters or pandemics. We also have food security projects of supporting farmers with improved farming inputs and extension services, and many other initiatives. We've been able to achieve these through various fundraisings such as telethons. We have always believed that there are lots of generous people out there who also share in our mission of supporting the vulnerable and the needy. And we must always find ways to reach out to them to donate. And one of such means is through telethons like what Humanity First Uganda is doing today, Alhamdulillah. I will therefore encourage all viewers and participants of this telethon that there is nothing small in serving mankind, parent and orphan today. There is so much blessings in any form of effort to put a smile on the face of an orphan. And I will therefore urge that we should all try and support this very, very wonderful initiative of trying to parent orphans, which is being initiated by Humanity First Uganda. I will say that Asante, Mungu akubariki. May Almighty Allah continue to bless us all. So from Ghana, from the chairman of Humanity First Ghana, from the board members, from all volunteers, and everybody in Ghana, we wish Humanity First Uganda very well in your telethon. We say, may Almighty Allah richly bless all your efforts, and may He bless every individual that has put in an effort in one way or the other to make this telethon a success, and to all those who have also donated to be able to support this cause. We say, Almighty Allah bless you all and accept all your sacrifices. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. Our brother Ahmed Jawad Hammond, Secretary, General Secretary, Humanity First Ghana, and great for us, those volunteers who are serving Humanity First, their staff for you. We have prepared a lot of things, and please continue watching this broadcast. And if you wish to donate, please, we have our contacts running just down on the screen. Please donate whatever you have for the suffering people who are outside there. Before we bring in some of the impressions by some of the government officials here in Uganda about the work of Humanity First, now I want to say, Brother Abdukwanka, please, what is your supplement reaction on the two messages by Brother Fazal Ahmad, Director Operations, Humanity First International, and Brother Ahmed Jawad Hammond?
Thank you very much. This kind of the spirit of international drive, if you see, you've heard what is happening in Kenya, and you see the very same spirit that is happening in Ghana, and then this is what is happening in UK, and the different, and it's exactly what is happening here. Brother Fazal Ahmad has talked about their drive and how they managed to raise about $3 million US, and this is the very thing that we are doing here. And you see that Humanity First is extending its branches, not of the donations that it is having, but the spirit of carrying the responsibility to look after our own. Brother Kishoma talked about what is happening in Kenya and how they are addressing these problems, and it's what we are doing in Uganda.
And actually, as you said earlier, I think it's something which is international. Of course, we have had in Ghana and Kenya, and I think Humanity First also is collaborating with some stakeholders in the governments in their respective...
Yeah, in every country, because we are in 61 countries across 6 continents, and in these 61 or 62 countries, we are registered with the governments, and the governments are well aware of how we are as well empowering the very communities.
Now, on that note, let's actually now have, as you have said, that these governments, different governments, are also working together with Humanity First, and we have some of the impressions by some of the government officials concerning Humanity First here in Uganda. Let's have a message, or a message from Honorable Wilson Muluri Mukasa, who is the Minister of Public Service and Cabinet Affairs here in Uganda.
Allow me to begin by congratulating His Holiness, the Caliph, and the Humanity First family upon the milestone of a wider global reach, as you have continued to lend a hand to the most needy in your notable pursuit of upholding human dignity. I am made to understand that the pandemic didn't spare this conference either, as it couldn't be held last year on account of a ravaging menace we know as COVID-19. It was indeed unbearable a time, and it is indeed reassuring and gives me great pride to express my gratitude to the selfless service of Humanity First, extended to health services and communities across the globe. Through donation of PPEs and other surgical materials, you relieved agony of frontline workers at a most critical time of need. With your delivery services at the darkest hour, quickly against the pains of lockdown situations. In Uganda, we have a development partner in Humanity First, one that has displayed exceptional readiness and zeal to contribute to the cause of national transformation through community-based programs which are geared towards uplifting livelihoods. Water wells have been constructed, relief material distributed. Your contribution to growth of the education sector, and most notably donating toward the COVID-19 appeal as made by His Excellency, the President of the Republic. To all this, we say thank you. It is my humble appeal that you deepen involvement in the African continent as we battle the pain of unequal access, and for that, Humanity First shall be ever remembered as a friend of Africa. I once again thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much. That has been Honorable Wilson Muluri Mukasa, Minister of Public Service and Cabinet Affairs. He's a very good friend of Humanity First here in Uganda. And let's also now have another message from the third Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, and that is Honorable Nakadama Isanga.
I greet you all with salutations of peace. I'm called Nakadama Rukia Isanga. I'm the third Deputy Prime Minister and Minister without portfolio in the Republic of Uganda. I greet you all in the name of the Almighty. It is a distinct honor for me to join this conference in celebrating a 25-year dedicated service of humanity. And more fulfilling is the consciousness that we are here, bound by a collective responsibility, grounded in relations to social development goals as per our United Nations mandate. We are a world based by all sorts of challenges which have strained social systems and thus heavily impacted upon access to basic human needs. This indeed calls for a concerted effort, and it is on such background that we welcome services of a development partner as Humanity First. I know there are many people who are also doing such work, but Humanity First, it has done really tremendous work within our communities. I was introduced to Humanity First some years back, and ever since I can attest to a fruitful relationship that has brought smiles to my people in Uganda. My people have water wells that have been dug. The children have gone to school, especially we see the orphans who have been helped. Security, food security is also an area that has been touched. We have animals that have been given, seeds have been given to our people so that they can plant, and of course many other things, scholastic materials. Those who have gone to vocational schools, they are also there. So I know a lot has been done, and some youths who have been also assisted are also testimonies of what Humanity First has done in Eastern Uganda. This program opened the avenues of these youths, as one was subsequently contracted by a multinational firm. It is my hope and prayer that Humanity First widens scope of assistance now more than ever, as the pandemic has stifled systems and thus created abnormal delivery gaps for governments across the globe. I want to thank you, Humanity First, for this work that you've really done among communities, and we pray that you continue doing the same as we continue, of course, looking forward to more and more opportunities.
Thank you very much. That has been the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Nakadama Isanga. And let's have the last message from our government official, and that is Honorable Edward Sekandi, former Vice President of Uganda and now a special presidential envoy in the office of the President of Uganda. Also, he has a message for the viewers.
As governments, we are overstrained on account of a global pandemic, but with an upside that we have seen mankind more interacted, responsive, and bound by common purpose in the fight against COVID-19. We are proud of the intervention by development partners as Humanity First, whose reach has undoubtedly impacted lives at the darkest of hours and the farthest of parched locals. In Uganda, we have benefited immensely as we have been remarkably availed access to clean water, supplemented health care in various ways, and contributed heavily towards literacy and poverty alleviation campaigns. When His Excellency the President made an appeal in the initial phase of this pandemic, Humanity First Uganda responded most dutifully and has ever since continued a relentless partner to this fight through your innumerable donations to the COVID-19 Task Force, Mulago Referral Hospital, and several health centers across the country. We cannot thank you enough, but the journey is a long one, and pursuit of equal access seems open-ended. So kindly expand your humanitarian footprint as widely as possible. I'll end by echoing the call of His Excellency, UN Secretary General, on occasion of UN Charter Day, where he adjourned us as a community with an enduring vision to channel a collective spirit and rise to a prevalent and moment trial test. I thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. Welcome back, our dear viewers. The broadcast is still going on. Please, we encourage you donate, and our account numbers are just down there on the screen, and also the telephone numbers. You can reach us on those numbers. Whatever you have, please donate it right now. Yes, Brother Pwanka, we have seen some of the dignitaries within the circles of the government speaking good about the work of Humanity First. Briefly, just in 30 seconds, how is your relationship with the government of Uganda here?
Thank you very much. The government of Uganda, just like other governments elsewhere, is very welcome when it comes to charity. And as long as whatever you're doing is helping the society, it's open. I remember when we sought for permission to go and for the same services, the same aid. I wanted to carry it to the Nachivare settlement. And the office of the Prime Minister was so welcoming. When we went to the regional person responsible for the entire settlements within the Western area, she wanted us to be there at least every year. You know, this is how welcoming they are to when it comes to charity work, and them having been potential donors.
And I think
if you check the ministers who've been there and they have donated to this charity, they know the work we do. So,
and I think this is majorly, this one has been the work of the Directorate of Marketing and Fundraising in Humanity First.
Yes, yes.
Because any organization that doesn't have that, it cannot manage to establish such good relationship. And on that note, I want us right now to be joined by Brother Rajab Kazana, who is the Director, Marketing and Fundraising, Humanity First Uganda. And here he is focusing as being the Director of Marketing and Fundraising in Uganda. He is going to walk us through how have they been raising these funds, and how do they execute?
I would like to thank my host. Thank you very much. I would also want to extend my sincere thanks and appreciations to Humanity First Fraternity herein and across the globe for having given us an opportunity also here in Uganda to air out something on behalf of the 8 programs run by Humanity First Uganda herein and international. I would like also first to put it before everyone watching us here that these programs are not funded by any special organization, government, or an individual. It is funded by you, me, and any other person, those people with big hearts. This year's theme is a special appeal, much as we have other 8 programs, which I can't mention because of the time factor. This year's theme is especially about soliciting funds under our project, Orphan Care. Herein, we look after, this program is specifically looking after orphans so that they can also have a chance to have good education, special clothing, shelter. Like at the moment, we are constructing an orphan care here in Uganda, in Western Uganda, that is Kabarole district, Kabende. All these are intended to see our orphans also have the basics that any other child would have. Back to the question. There are 2 questions you've asked me. One is, how have we been raising funds? How have we been raising money to run all the 8 programs that are run here in Uganda? In the first instance, you also want, before I go any further, I've already mentioned it here, that there is no special organization, there is no special government, it has been you and me, but then we've also had special donors, high donors, especially the UK and German. On special occasions, for example, this telethon running, we make special appeals to the public or high business personalities, embassies, corporate companies. Then we also have utilized our Jamat events, so much so that here in Uganda, it has been the main source where I've been soliciting all these funds that are running these programs. Another question, the second question that you asked me is, how do we intend to beat the target? Just like I've said before, there is no special organization that is giving us money. We will have to use or massively engage the same or adapt the same methodologies that we've been using, but this time around we intend to widen our marketing directorate. We also intend to make many more courtesy visits to embassies, courtesy visits to corporate companies, or visiting high personalities, like special, like ministers, even our well-to-do members, that is within the Jamaat circles. God willing, we also intend to massively teach and advertise more the need of the time as to why someone should donate to Humanity First. Then I think we will be able to beat our target, and we will be able to run again for 2022, 2023. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Moses Kiemba, and I'm the Director of Orphan Care Uganda. Our main purpose today is to let you viewers know that we are running a fundraising in order to assist with all the projects that we are doing in Uganda. Currently, we have about 130 orphans that we are taking care of. Of those, 84 are boys and 46 are girls. Mostly we have kids in the primary section, and we're looking at about 105 kids, and this is spread in over 11 districts in Uganda. We've had kids who have graduated from primary and gone to secondary schools, and we have about 10 of those who are in the secondary schools right now. We also take care of kids who have gone up to tertiary institutions like technical institutions, one in Udaka, doing all sorts of disciplines like mechanics, tailoring, and all that kind of thing. Currently, we are facing a big challenge of finance in the sense that things all over the world have hiked in prices. We used to take care of kids for about 1 million shillings, but as of now, scholastic materials, the fees that we pay in schools, everything has gone up to almost a tune of 2 million shillings. So it's incumbent upon the good people like you to assist in donating generously towards this project so that we can see these kids graduate. We are helping kids in over 11 districts, like I said. We're in Masaka, Chivoga, Chivale, Mbale, Bududa, Budaka, Budiope, Jinja, all over the country. We've tried to spread to help out in all districts that need help. But as you're aware, the situation is getting a little bit tougher, and we don't have the funding to help out so many kids. We have so many applications, but because of the funding, it's a little bit hard for us to take on so many kids, and then we can't deliver the services. It hurts to the bone when you see guardians coming to us, telling us, please help me and take care of my child. I'm an elderly person. This kid is an orphan. The parents died of either COVID or they died of AIDS and they need help. And you have to turn them away and tell them, you know what, we can't afford right now. So we really need your help if you could at least come in and help us. Right now, we are putting up an orphan center in Fort Portal, a town called Kavende. And because of the meager funds, we are just about to take on 20 kids in that orphan care. We would have loved to take like 100 of them. But because of the scarcity of funds and the support, we are able to only house about 20 of them. And even the 20 that we are taking on, they will need scholastic materials, they will need feeding, they will need services from the matrons and the patrons. Everything that you would have thought of that a child needs at home, orphan care does that. We make sure that the kids have good health. We have doctors who temporarily come and check on them. We have teachers, we have counselors. We make sure that kids who are in the rural areas, at least we provide them shoes. You can imagine a 6-year-old, a 5-year-old going to school on bare feet right now. It's raining and everything. That becomes a little bit so burdensome on the kids. At times it makes them even drop out of school. So we need all your support that you can help us with in terms of taking care of these kids. Majorly, we need tuition for these kids. We need scholastic materials for these kids. We need to provide them with medical. These kids have a lot of diseases that you can't imagine. I mean, dental health is needed. Some of them have fever, they have cough. Talk about anything that could hurt somebody in the village, they have them. So we really need your help, and the whole reason why we are giving this campaign back to the people is to help out from the generous people, that please help out anything that you can afford so that we can be able to take care of these kids and have and give them a good life. As you know, the government can't do much. They can only do what they can, and the rest depends on us, the citizens, to help out in any way we can. If you want to donate physical textbooks or physical books or shoes or bed sheets, soap, we will take on anything. You know, if you can donate the cash, we'll definitely appreciate that. The numbers where to donate will be provided on the screen, and the bank details will also be provided on the screen. But we really, really humbly ask you to give a helping hand to see that the kids of Uganda can be helped. We have other programs where we would have wanted these kids either to join technical schools that do IT and other kind of things, but they'll need computers. They'll need at least a good background in education. So we want to put them in good schools. That way at least they can feel that somebody cares. We don't want them to feel like because their parents passed on, they have been left out, when we can honestly help out. Ugandans have been known to be friendly people, welcoming people, and we always act as an extended family in Humanity First. Our motto is to make sure that everybody is given at least the best that we can offer. Thank you so much, and we appreciate it. Please donate as much as you can. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Brother Rajab Kazana, Director Marketing and Fundraising, Humanity First. And time is not on our side. We are chasing time. As I told you, we have a lot of stuff on our menu. And I want us right now to cross to Dr. Muhammad Attar Zubail. That is the chairman, Humanity First German. And he will be telling us, because I want us to know very well that the main funders or donors of Humanity First Uganda actually from UK, German, and as I speak right now, Humanity First German is constructing an orphanage in Uganda that is in Fort Portal, and we want to hear from Dr. Muhammad Attar Zubair, who is the chairman, Humanity First German, to tell us why did they decide to construct an orphanage here in Uganda.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, Humanity First Uganda is holding a very special program today in which they ask this humble person to deliver a small message about the orphanage in Uganda. Firstly, to my humble person, I am Muhammad Attar Zubair, serving for the time in Humanity First Germany. And by the grace of Allah, and I must say by the special prayers of our most beloved Khalifa, His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ayyadallahu Ta'ala bin Nasrul Aziz, received during the COVID pandemic a message from a generous lady who wished to give some donation to construct an orphanage in Africa, in Uganda. After receiving this message from this lady, His Holiness asked me to do a survey and to provide my report about the feasibility of constructing an orphanage in Uganda. After contacting Amir Sahib of Uganda and Chairman Sahib, Haruna Sahib from Humanity First Uganda, and discussing with them about several points, with the special blessings and prayers of His Holiness, I went to Uganda and to have also to see the land and see how we could construct this orphanage there. And after a deep work with the local team, we were able to finalize the structure, planning, the programs, and even the budget of this orphanage. And I must say at this point that the entire Humanity First team, Uganda, was